Hello members of the internet, and welcome to a special video where today we're going to be doing a couple of updates, and I'm going to be upgrading for I hope the last time anyways, my two blunders. The blue blunder that I made the video on 5 things not to do to your PC, and its brother, the gray blunder. But first I want to go to a couple of updates. The first one, I actually managed to lose some more hair. That's bullshit. I'm 25 years old and look at how bald I am. Oh well. Number 2, I gave this monitor finally a use, and I bought this little keyboard, the Microsoft the Curve Comfort 2000, along with the mouse combo thing for 17 bucks. And some of you may actually like the computer that's actually on it. If I could just find it. Oh, there it is. And I had to hit the G spot, and I got it. Yeah, my Power Mac G4 finally has its own setup. It's about time. I still have to upgrade the fucker to OS X 10.5, but that's in the near future anyways. Now the Apple logo shows up and it's booting up. But anyways, that's the first update. The second update is you're going to be noticing, those of you who've been watching my channel since a while, I had more computers than this. Well, unfortunately, I started believing I became a hoarder because I look at my rosters of motherboards. Turns out I had 102 motherboards, including the ones on the wall. That's pretty huge, and I definitely don't have enough. Well, I do have enough space for probably shoving them all on the wall, but they're mostly copycats of each other, and they're nothing really interesting, you know. So I want to make them a little bit more versatile in variety. Like I have a shuttle board, a VIA CPU. The VIA CPU is still with me. All the Dell computers that I have acquired in the past, and I still had since the beginning, are still all with me. I nearly scrapped my Compact 5002 CA because it started not to work anymore, and it turned out to be one piece of memory. The other ones being some HPs like the DC77-100 that was a piece of shit to begin with, and my beloved DX5150 that I unfortunately had to let it go. Too many voltage capacitors, and I really didn't want to go through the trouble of upgrading and fixing all this stuff. It wasn't really worth it. There was a couple more. My Compact S-Pro EX, my Net Vista, which always was a piece of shit, never wants to start. After a while, it just goodbye. Bye-bye. I still have my Lenovo ThinkCentre, the M55E, and my eMachines that I've done the video on, which I've added a second DVD burner because why not. I've also gotten rid of a couple of IDE hard drives, DVD ROMs and everything. Anyway, scrapping it all gave me $75. So I guess for all my hard work one day and a full load with my car, I guess it was a decent pay anyway. So anyways, I'm going to put back the blunders on the table here, and we're going to go through the process of upgrading it. Now that is some massive cases, and they each have their own stories. This one you kind of had the breakthrough of it, but I'm going to go a bit in more depth and show you what the board has and supports and everything and whatnot. And as for this one, I'm going to go and give you also the story of it, because this one has a little different story anyways. They're both SIS damn boards, but we're going to go in details in one of each other. Let's start with the blue blunder because we already broke the ice in the last video. Now, of course, in my teenage years, I eventually acquired a couple stickers, and I used to be a sticker freak. I got a couple of Ubuntu stickers when I ordered a couple of Ubuntu CDs back then. So I added it. On the next, there's the Intel sticker with the rattling door, which I will also fix. Excuse me. And going down a bit more here, we can see some dust, and yeah, it's going to be in need of a clean, but right now I'm not going to be worrying too much on that. Opening this door will give us 2 USB ports and a FireWire port, which is not in service, and it's wobbly. It sucks, but it holds, so who cares. Now, because this is such a massive case, I had, well, more or less around 8 fans when I started with it. Now it has 9. The 3 of them on the side don't work anymore because this one, well, the blades cracked over time, and while the wires were chipped, this was I could kind of call it redneck or jerry-rigged, but these 2 fans still spin, but they've yellowed up, and since this one has cracked, I'm pretty sure the other ones are not far behind. I want to get 80mm replacement fans, and those are red LED lit. And for those of you with sharp eyes, there's hot glue all around the case because eventually the side window popped out and I wasn't able to get it back completely in because I'm such a terrible person at modding those stuff that I just ended up hot gluing it. It's shipped like this for $10, so that was great. $10 and you get a nice ass window. That's beautiful. Except I ruined it. Oh, let's open the stupid thing. Now inside, not a whole lot different since the last time. There's 2 fans here and 2 more in the front. This is powered by the Asus P4 S800D-X, which uses the SIS 655FX chipset, which has dual channel support, press hot, or oven, whatever you want to call it, CPU support. This one has a Pentium 4 3 GHz in there. What was I going to say? Yeah, this board is a replacement board because the first one, like I've mentioned, has fried my BIOS trying overclocking it, so that's not really cool. And this one was working fine up until the first days of Vista Beta 1, and then I started seeing some funky stuff happen. And that was around the same time where I changed the power supply because I was an idiot and I only looked at the wattage. And this is where now I have a 500 watt true 12 volt, double 12 volt rails, and has more than enough power to power the stupid thing. But unfortunately, like I've mentioned as well, I don't think I described it properly, so I'm going to do it again, hopefully better. My sound card has a lot of noise, and I guess every time I use it, it locks up. So my guess is the sound card could be causing too much interference and could be causing noise in the traffic on the board and could cause it to lock up over time. Well, despite a couple use. Eventually, after a couple resets, eventually it'll start to stay stable and eventually will work. Kind of like a car on the carburetor where it keeps stalling until the car gets hot and yeah, it runs fine. But I wouldn't rely on this for, everyday use board, which kind of sucks because, I put a lot of effort and money into this system and still to this day it still doesn't operate quite right. So, unfortunately, I will have to retire the board today, which really, well, more or less breaks my heart because this was kind of a build that I actually managed to build when I was 15, and it cost me around 200 somewhat bucks back then, and now I have to, pretty much hanging on the wall because this time it's gotten way out of hand. And unfortunately, because I'm going to replace it with an Intel chipset, the memory, which I'm going to pull right now, are high density memory, and Intel doesn't support that. So I had to shell out $32 to get 4 gigs of low density memory. One of them fell on the floor, on the bottom, so I can get the memory support that I had. And as you'll see, they look like DDR2 sticks, but they're in fact DDR. And that's kind of a bummer. This one supports natively up to DDR533 memory, and I've seen them on eBay. I think it was a gig module, well, 2512 anyways, and they were going for like around, I think around more than $50. So I said, screw that. Anyways, the only way you can get a 1-to-1 ratio with those types of memory is to get a Northwood CPU in there, which I don't really have, and I don't really plan on using, because furnaces are great for replacing my electric heating. Even though they'll just be stuck on the shelf, not doing anything, just, chilling. And because this one has the window and has been around with me the oldest, it's about time I actually put that board. It's going to take the P4 C800E that I had, which I made the stupid dance, and I'm going to upgrade it with a Radeon X1650 Pro 512 meg AGP card, which is much better than the 9700, which this one will actually go into the gray blunder. But first, let's go through a couple things on this board. Okay, so now we're zoomed in on the bottom side of the board, and let's begin from the top to bottom. We have an AGP slot, which is required because this thing has no onboard video, and 5 PCI slots. This one is not the P4 S800D-E, or I don't remember, so it does not have the 2 extra serial ATA connectors right here, but it offers 2 of them natively here. We have the 2 ID ports right here, the floppy on the side, all the connectors on the bottom like the fan, the joystick MIDI port or MIDI port, 2 USB headers, the front panel connector, the stuff for the CD ROM drives, the analog playback or some shit that doesn't really do anything because most CD drives don't do that anymore. So that's pretty much the bottom side. And going at the top, which we'll do right now, and there we go. Woo! There we go. 4 DDR slots, dual channel like I've mentioned, and your socket 478 connector right here, which I'm going to go right ahead and remove. Twisty, and off we go. This is basically the socket itself. There we go. Got a couple, it's pretty dirty, but all the capacitors actually managed to stay fine, which is surprising. What great memories and what frustrating memories. Oh well. Don't mind the dust, I really have to clean this system. We have our power supply at the top. We have 2 PS2 for the keyboard and mouse, an SPD-IF connector, that's not a video out, parallel serial port, 4 USB 2.0, a 100 megabit Ethernet, and your SoundMax audio at the very bottom. It's really too bad. Oh well. I'm not sure if this IO shield plate will actually fit one of the others, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, they actually have FireWire, the other one has surround. Oh well, so it'll be lacking IO shield plates, a little bit more dust. Oh well. This system, on the other hand, is completely different. This was pretty much built from parts here and there up. The case is, of course, well, this is the Antec version. I think the other one's the Chief Tech. I don't remember. This one is a power LED and hard drive LED like the other one, but has 2 more. I think this goes for the Ethernet cables or whatever else you need. They're not in service, and I'm pretty sure they won't be in service until I pretty much scrap them or I die, one or the other. BenQ DVD burner with a stuck eject tray, typical belt worn out, typical floppy, same thing, USB FireWire. These though are stiff. Yeah, it's another doorless wonder too, so I never had the door. Ah, the glory it is. Intel inside, floppy inside. Ooh, it is pretty floppy in there. We got a fan running like a mad hornet, and the side panel opens up. I did have the keys for the Antec Sonata case that I bought and got rid of, and they worked on the blue system, and I'm pretty sure they will work here. But that's beyond the point. Oh, I already had another video card in there. Wait, are they rebuilt? Oh, they're probably. Oh, yes. I remember now. They're not Mad Hornets anymore. It's true. I replaced the fans. I forgot completely. I guess that's a nice added bonus, I guess. Oh, there you go. Guess that's the way to park a door. I'm going to start unplugging a few things here. This system did not owe me anything. I had another model like this one, and yeah, it didn't turn out too well. So I'm going to remove the video card right now. This is a 9550? Hold on a minute. Let's pop the stupid thing out. There we go. I'm pretty sure it's a 9550. Yeah, don't tell me, why don't you? Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's a 95. Oh no, it's probably a GeForce 4 Ti 4200. It's one or the other. Anyways, that's not the point. I had one of those boards back then, and yeah, things didn't go too well. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and remove a couple things. Remove the hard drive caddy, of course, and we're going to be able to take a closer look. One of these boards, I already had one of those, and it pretty much gave the same behavior as this one, but this one held on. The other one, I think it's this chip or one of the couple of diodes, or this one, I don't remember. I had a picture, but I lost it. One day I was working on my machine. This was back in, again, in 04. That's the board that I had before the P4 S800D-X. And it started smelling something burning, but you know, I just kept going on. I was thinking like, it must be something from outside. 5 minutes later, all I hear is a zap, and see a nice spark coming out of the back of the case back then, and me probably nearly dying of a heart attack. And I noticed upon opening, I thought it was the power supply. Turned out I saw a nice smell. Well, I smelled a very nice smell and saw that something burnt out. It's either this chip or that chip or something in between. Yeah, not too reassuring, and I did not want to retry to power this board on, because that wasn't it. It burnt my power supply and my primary hard drive that I don't have in this one anymore. The PCB burnt, and years later I finally got a PCB for it. The hard drive was already bad. I finally rebuilt it many years later. Well, whatever. That's not the subject anyways. So let's pan out and look at the board. This is a NASRock P4S61 powered by the SIS661FX chip. Upon inspection, I checked the comparison between the 655FX and the 661FX, and they're pretty much the same, except the 655FX is dual channel. This one isn't. The 655FX supports 4 gigs. This one takes 3. Well, lies about taking 3 anyways. The only difference is this one, I've seen a couple of Lenovo's using it with the socket, well, the LJA775 socket. So I guess that's a plus, maybe? Anyways, this thing has 2 gigs installed. Well, as soon as I put the third one in, all the memory tested clear. But as soon as the third one comes in, every time I used to do a mem test, the screen would go completely bonkers, and then I'd see a nice red box. So yeah, the memory had, I think the board itself sucks too much, or it's not capable enough of handling this much awesomeness in there. So oh well. And if I put a low density memory alongside with those, let's say 256, it would work fine. But at this point I'm just like, you know what, I think I'll just use 2 gigs. So out they go. This board, I found it in the garbage, believe it or not, with the 2 hard drives, no memory, and I don't remember if there was a CPU on this one. I'm pretty sure not. But the interesting story is, this one did not owe me anything to begin with, and number 2, it literally was unbelievably beaten up when I had it, and it still worked. The other one didn't do anything, and it just burnt out in front of me, but this one worked out of the box. How crazy is that? Well, the thing is, this socket at least the white face anyways, is not the original. See that black board there? The A open board. It had the white socket clip, and this one was missing it, so I said, you know what? Let's give that a try. It looks like the pin, well, the prongs or whatever you call those were aligned properly, and there was nothing broken. So I said, let's give it a try. So I took it out of there, stuck it in there, put a CPU, hoped for the best, and it worked. It posted. So this one actually was reliable. And does it lock up like the other one? Well, actually no, it doesn't. It doesn't make that much noise either, but there's a problem, and this is a nice signature that I recognize right off the bat. This board is picky on what it wants to do and what it wants to work with. And upon installing OpenSUSE, all systems would work properly, but this one would hang midway and just turn into a crawl, slow turtle, and it would just become just ridiculously slow. I mean, my Pentium MMX would probably surpass that speed. And doing the Windows 8 with the Windows 8 feature patch, the P4S800D-X worked properly. This one wouldn't even boot. It said couldn't find the proper boot device, or I don't know. Very, very picky board. And unfortunately, it's gotten so picky that I gotta change it. Plus, I already had the P4C800E. I have also a P4P800E, so why am I going to stick with a little board like this when I can use some awesomeness? Well, a bit better board anyways. Well, a bit better, much better board. So you know what? Well, while we're on the subject of replacing blunders, let's put good boards and hopefully put an end of calling them, well, blunders. Now, before we go to the board replacement and everything, I'm going to point out a few key things. Here's your 20-pin power connector. There is no 4-pin CPU connector. This does the job for it. That's ASRock for you. 3 slots of DDR memory supporting up to 3 gigs, but if you do take up 3 gigs, it won't work well. 2 IDE channels right here. The floppy's right down there. 1 AGP 4X 8X slot, 3 PCI, 1 CNR AMR slot right there. 1 USB header. Here's your onboard audio, your front panels right here, a couple chassis fan. Very, very basic board, nothing really out of the box extraordinary, except, well, actually it's kind of reliable. At the back, this is where basically we get some more ASRock things. 2 PS2 for the keyboard and mouse, which they are mounted sideways instead of vertical because they're ASRock and because why not. 1 parallel, an onboard VGA, a MIDI game port, 4 USB 2.0, 100 gigabit Ethernet, and your onboard audio. So, let the magic of video editing do the rest as I build these systems. Alright, it's all in. Let's give her a test. Alright, it's all in. Let's give her a test. Let's see what it's going to do. I know this board worked before. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't work now. And there we go. 2 gigs, all recognized. Dual channel linear mode, which I don't know what it is, but I don't care. There's no IDE drive on that controller, so that thing's gonna go. New CPU. Please, chassis intruded. Huh. Fatal error, system halted. Okay, that's odd. Ah, there we go. Okay, so first things first. CPU's doing very great. 3 GHz Prescott CPU. Everything is doing fine. So everything in there seems to be okay. Everything's detected. Well, except the slave. Damn it! What the fuck is going on? Oh, never mind. Who cares? Onboard ID, operate mode, SATA, PATA, and the combo. Well, I guess I'll use combo. Enhance, compatible mode, I guess. Enhance. I can configure it as RAID, believe it or not. Even though I'm not going to use it as RAID. I don't even have serial ATAs or RAIDs or anything. Everything in there is fine. Let's check out the temperatures again. Yep, nothing too harsh. Let's see if it's booting or something. Nope. There's no operating system, or the drive's not being detected properly. But I won't really make a fuss out of it because, well, I don't know. It used to work fine. I don't know why it doesn't want to go now. It sees the Maxter fine, but not the Samsung drive. Oh, it found it now. Bullshit. Anyways, it's probably got no operating system. Not a big deal, but I'm not going to play with this. Right now, time is limited. Alright, time for the P4 C800. Alright, there we go. The first try. It is a turbojet engine. Oh yeah, that thing's a turbo. Oh, the fence bed. What the fuck? What the Well, I don't think things went... I don't think things are going as expected. That card used to be a good card. What the fuck? I mean, I know they always blow up and stuff, but I guess I'm running setup. Whoa. That is some sketchy shit. Yeah, let's try this again. At least it's working. I can have English or German on this board, this language. Everything's detected properly. Let's check the hardware monitor. 45 degrees. You piece of shit. The screen seems to flicker a bit. I'm not gonna go with this speech recognition. Speech post reporter. Really? Wait a minute. What? Yeah, sure. Wait. Really? I guess I'm gonna hook up some speakers on this. This thing has a speech recognition thing. First of all, let me fiddle with this thing a bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cranked the volume up to max, changed the card to an X700 Pro, so probably that card was a problematic card. Yet again, I had a price tag on it that I wrote. I could have gotten myself wrong, who knows. Anyways, the X700 I know works, but yeah, those cards are known to blow up out of the blue even when they're barred off. Fuck those cards. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Helps if I have the 4-pin connector, eh? Okay, let's try it again. Ooh, this one turns like a vacuum. Volume's up max, ear rapes, beware. That's better. Yo asshole, where's my speech? I didn't even overclock. Alright, I finally got it working. A board that talks. It's gonna give me no ID error because I've unplugged the hard drive. It's gonna sound from the right speaker. Yeah, it's mono.
No ID has been detected. Computer now booting from operating system.
I have never seen a board that talks to me. Never. Let me hook the hard drive on. Oops. I think I made it short. That should do it. On you go. That should fix it. Let's see if the system. Let's see if she or he or it's gonna say something.
Computer now booting from operating system.
Oh my god, it talks. Yay, I have a computer that speaks to me. Oh boy. So I go from a system. By the way, the speakers are nearly cranked as high as possible. Anyway, so I go from a motherboard, which the sound makes a lot of screech and noise and interference, to a board that speaks to me. Yeah, that's the polar opposite. Oh shit, and I better tone that down before it goes crazy. I mean, those are my Dell speakers that I use for my ME machine. I'll go ahead and close that door and get some... It talks. It talks. Oh, fuck. Alright, let me hook the mouse and see what we get. Well, that's a first. I'm not hearing any sound. You just spoke to me, now you don't want to sing? Oh, come on. Make my day. Yeah, the board was missing the jumper, so that's why it basically did not speak to me. And because of that, the audio doesn't work at all, really. And on some boards, like the P4 P800E, which is in the other one, won't even post because it relies on it. So anyways, let's go see what K-Info Center thinks of it. At least it survived the transition from an SIS to an Intel board. But case seems to close a little bad. There we go. Okay, so device information. Let's see what we have. Wait. Oh, come on, you freaking mouse. Let me get a mouse pad. There. Oh, it's the ATI, okay. I was wondering, what does AMD have to do with this? Yeah. Wait a minute, it's got gigabit Ethernet? Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. I thought it was 100 megabit. Oh, well. Yeah, it's the 875p, alright. It doesn't know about the OpenGL, but, yeah. I'm gonna do the test. Normally, the other one locks up straight up as soon as I fire up a YouTube video, so... Okay, I'm gonna try one of those. Lower the volume because, yeah, I don't want to burst my ears too much. Today I'm going to be looking at Dell Optiplex GX620. Wait, haven't I already went over that one? Yes, I did go over that one. Yeah. Normally my other one would lock up straight on going full screen and I'd see some lag. And there's 28 new updates and my cell phone's telling me I got a new email, I guess. Well, it actually performs much better too. It actually works much faster. I thought the other one was working normally, but damn. And with a board that talks, wow. Well, I guess I better wrap things up. Well, that went better than I expected. I mean, yeah, I had a bad video card there, but that wasn't really a big deal. I was expecting no post or something crazy. But no, I got two perfectly working boards that I've completely saved from being dumped and scrapped. And seriously, those are wonders. And you know what? My P4 C800E, and probably the other one too, have 2 gigs. So one of them has 1 gig less and operates much better. Now, it's definitely not that my high density memory, because anything with VIA chipsets or anything that supports it, even the SIS 662, actually work great. But these two boards were, I don't know. Well, the other one worked okay. I mean, but it never performed properly and as great as this one. The other one was performing a bit better, now that I think of it, but it was a very picky board. But, anyways, before I end this video, I'm going to have to do my farewell. You served me long and you really pissed me off. Good riddance, you piece of shit. And you did not owe me anything, and you offered me half-assed reliability. You never locked up like your cousin, or your brother, or whatever you're supposed to be. But anyways, you served me long, and you served me decent. Good riddance. That's my farewell to those boards, and they're gonna get hung because they deserve a place on my wall. So, that's pretty much it for my off-topic video. I unfortunately am running out of branded systems. I mean, I went there yesterday to see if there was some old clone 486 or older, or branded systems that was worth going towards to, but unfortunately I couldn't find any. I was hoping to get like a Dell Optiplex G1, GX1, GX110, GX115, or even the rare GX200s. Unfortunately, that wasn't such the case. I did see an HP Vectra designed for XP, but they're always ugly as fuck, and no. I'm looking for something a little bit more exciting. But at least on the bright side, I have one more to go through, and that's the Dell Dimension 8300, so that's going to come up eventually. But I'm also experimenting with a few off-topic parts, like tips and tricks, not what to do, what not to do, or stuff like that, or even going through blunders, like software, like, I don't know, off the top of my head, Soft RAM, Norton Utilities, Norton System Works, or System Load. I don't know, what else? Well, there's got to be that Big Rigs game. There's also demo CDs that I had, but I don't have them anymore. A few blunders every once in a while that I could actually reach. I could actually go ahead and make videos on that too, but I mainly reside with the hardware stuff more than the software side. But still, you gotta get some variety. But anyways, if you got any questions, comments, anything you'd like to add to this very weird video or off-topic video, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And if you have any suggestions to add to this channel, hey, leave a comment down below. You're free to do so. And until next time, take care.